beat us.
We're here on the PSEL Broadcasting Network. Cole Pavelio and Stephen Buxton alongside you today for Game 2 of our doubleheader today. As it's the Lumberjacks and the Bootleggers, the first patch from Caden Stillwell outside for ball one.
Quick first out for the Bootleggers. Little pop fly to third base right there.
First out for the Bootleggers. Anthony Carrillo went down on a pop out. Lineup for the Bootleggers today: Anthony Carrillo, Troy Johnson, J.C. Ramirez, 1, 2, and 3, facing Caden Stillwell. First pitch to Troy Johnson, in there for a strike. Connor Martin, Bo Carr, Nicholas Gonzalez, 4, 5, and 6. 1-1 count now to Troy Johnson. Cole Pavelio and Stephen Buxton alongside you today, as aforementioned, and making sure y'all know who's with you today. The 1-1 from Stillwell is pulled outside. Nathan Durant, Brian Lockhart, Christian Maciel, and Owen Rice rounding out the order for John Tessier. The manager for the Bootleggers. 2-1 coming up from Stillwell. It's poked to the right side, fielded on a few hops by Gutierrez. Gets it over to Swan, the first baseman, for a quick second out. On the 4-3 put out, Caden Stillwell, the starter today for the Jacks, who are 10-4. His battery mate is Ben Wade. The defense behind him: Areola, Eli, Gutierrez, and Swat. And the outfield: Fueco, Jimenez, and Alley. The outfield left to right. J.C. Ramirez looking to avoid a 3-up and 3-down inning for the Bootleggers. He watches a strike right at the letters for strike one. Isaac Quintero will be getting the start for the Bootleggers on the mound. The 0-1 outside and low to the extra hitter, J.C. Ramirez. Bootleggers 8-5 on their season. They're third in the North Division of the PSCL. 1-1 from Stillwell. Just inside, goes to 2-1 to J.C. Ramirez. Stillwell looking to get his team up to bat quickly. 2-1 sets at the face, brings it down to the belt, leg kicks, delivers a 2-2 count now after a swinging strike to J.C. Ramirez. Looking for strikeout number one for Stillwell. 2-2 from Stillwell is in there for a called strike three. That's out number three. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. For the Bootleggers, the Lumberjacks due up next right here on the PSCL Broadcasting Network.
We just got our best ever ratings from U.S. News and World Report. We're the #1 hospital in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. High performing in 17 common procedures, from joint replacements to heart attack care. And for the first time, national ranking as high performing in 3 adult specialties. We're proud of these ratings, but what matters most, as always, is how we rate with you. Learn more at eisenhowerhealth.org/awards.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $29.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Bottom of the fourth as the Lumberjacks do up now. They're 10-4 on the season. Coached by Sam DiMatteo. Their face, Isaac Quintero, the 5'9" southpaw, 170. The starter on the mound for the Bootleggers here in our second game of today's doubleheader. On a beautiful day for some PSCL baseball. The lineup for the Jacks, Nick Eli leading off, followed by Joe Jimenez in the 2 spot. Johnny Alley batting third. Drew Perry, the cleanup man, batting fourth. First pitch from Isaac Quintero. The long pause delivers outside 1-0. Ben Wade, the 5 spot. Anthony Thomas in the 6th hole. Eric Areola playing the hot corner and batting 7th. Noah Gutierrez, the second baseman, batting 8th. The 1-0 is outside from Isaac Quintero. Jake Swanton and Owen Froco. 9-10 for the Jacks. 2-0 coming up from Isaac Quintero. Leg kicks and delivers outside again. 3-0. Hasn't found the zone yet.
Yeah, Quintero early on through the first 3 pitches and through his warm-ups, he's been missing arm side and high really consecutively pitch every pitch so far.
3-0 upcoming to Nick Eli. Long pause again. Delivers the 3-0, and it's outside for a called strike. 3-1. I think he got a little bit of a generous strike call there.
But again, with missing consistently that arm side, he finally gets it down, and you could get those calls.
3-1, and that one's well outside. A 5-pitch walk for Nick Eli. First base runner of the day for either team. The Lumberjacks don't need help scoring any runs, though. They don't need help getting guys on is what that essentially means. The Jacks, 94 runs across their 14 games. First pitch here to Joe Jimenez coming up. Pickoff attempt first. Nick Eli back in there safely. Standing up after he slides in. Isaac and Ishmael Quintero, both from Cal State Los Angeles. They're both on this Bootleggers team. Both listed as 5'9", 170 and in southpaws. First pitch officially to Joe Jimenez in there for a called strike on the outer edge. 0-1.
Yeah, Isaac and Ishmael, both brothers out of Cal State LA, 17 years old, and they're part of the youngest team in the PSCL.
The 0-1 delivery, just a hair outside. And the battery mate for Isaac Quintero is Lockhart today. The infield behind him is Carr, Rice, Durant, and Gonzalez. Another pickoff attempt, and Eli back in there standing. The outfield for the Bootleggers, Johnson, Martin, Carrillo. That's left to right. That's your defensive arrangement for the Bootleggers here on June 30th. Just mere days away from the 4th of July All-Star game between the PSCL All-Stars and the Power. Another pickoff attempt, and Eli back in there standing once more. 1-1 count still to Joe Jimenez, who's gotten a few appearances for the Palm Springs Power. Nick Eli taking off for second base here, and Lockhart mishandled the ball upstairs, so an easy stolen base for Nick Eli. 2-1 count.
Yeah, that's a great jump by Nick Eli, who came into the Power game last night in the 8th inning to put the Power ahead in a really exciting game. It was 2-2 going into the 8th, and they exploded offensively to get another win, and right here doing more work on the base paths.
2-1 called strike. Goes to 2-2 to Joe Jimenez. From Olivia Nazarene University, and a 2-2 count. Quintero looking for first out via the K. 2-2 check on Eli, delivers the 2-2. Jimenez pokes it straight to the first baseman, Gonzalez, and he'll step on the bag for the first out. Nick Eli advancing over to first base to third base make that. It was Gonzalez who stepped on first base for the first out. Now Johnny Alley up to bat. Johnny Alley from Yavapai College, 5'11", 185. Playing right field today. Nick Eli on third with one out. The Jacks are looking to strike quickly. Alley watches the first one up around the eyes for ball one. 1-0.
I like the approach by Nick Eli running over to third right there. He was kind of in the middle of second and third, took a couple chops and hesitated so Gonzalez wouldn't throw down to first.
2-0 now to Johnny Alley. Last one was inside.
I'm sorry, wouldn't throw down from first, and Gonzalez right there had to make a choice. It was either try and get a close play at third or get the guaranteed out, and he took the first out of the inning.
2-0 to Alley. And that one goes off of Alley's wrist. He'll take first base. Runners at the corners now for the Jacks. And like we mentioned, the Jacks, 94 runs scored on the season through 14 games, and they're looking to strike first and keep atop the South Division as they're number one in the Southern Division, and the Bootleggers in the third spot in the North. Drew Perry, the DH today, digging in from Feather River Community College. First pitch from Quintero. Outer edge called strike.
Cole, you know how hard it is to face off against this Lumberjacks team? Out of their top four in their lineup, 3 of them are PSCL All-Stars, and the lone guy who didn't make the team, Nick Eli, he's hitting .312.
That one's outside, 1-1 to Drew Perry. And we're looking forward to that PSCL All-Star game versus the Power on the 4th of July at 6 o'clock. We'll also have a post-game fireworks show. 1-1 coming up to Drew Perry. That's downstairs. 2-1 to the big 6'5" pitcher who's DHing today. Comes in at 220. So pitcher that can also hit. Straight up stance. Slight bend of the knees. 2-1 delivery from Quintero. Goes outside, 3-1. Quintero missing all arm side mostly. Hasn't been a lot of inside pitches to anyone yet. Unless he's facing a left-handed batter, in which case they've all been inside. 3-1. Quintero sets, working from the third base side of the rubber. Leg kicks and fires right there for a called strike. Drew Perry thought that one could have gone either way. Runners at the corners, no outs and a full count. Wind blowing and swirling around here in Palm Springs Stadium today, left to right wind. Pickoff attempt, Nick Eli's taken for home though, as the pickoff attempt was to first, and Nick Eli steals home for the first run. Something you don't see all that often in Nick Eli taking advantage on the pickoff attempt over to first base. Steals home from third for run number 1, and it's on no hits as the home team leads here in the bottom of the first. Taking off for second base now is Johnny Alley, but that one was outside for a good battle for Drew Perry as he draws the walk eventually.
Yeah, Nick Eli, his 4th stolen base of the year, 10th run of the year, and really this is just Sam DiMatteo and the Lumberjacks getting on top of the Bootleggers, and they find ways to create runs. They don't need to string together hits. They work the base paths, they work the counts, and they're able to just take advantage of anything that the other team, times whenever they make a mistake.
Wade shoots a dying quail up into right field, and that is bases loaded now on the single by Ben Wade. Bases loaded now for the Lumberjacks. Wade on first, Perry on second, Alley on third. Anthony Thomas due up.
And Cole, that's the first hit of the game.
Anthony Thomas uncommitted, coming at 6'2", 205. for the utility catcher. The extra hitter today for the Lumberjacks.
Oh, my bad.
One out, bases loaded. Quintero delivers the first pitch to Thomas for a called strike in her half. 0-1 count to Anthony Thomas. Bases juice for Isaac Quintero. Quintero sets and fires. Chopper right side, charged on by Durant. He'll go try to turn a double play, but a run does score, and they get the out at second base. RBI, fielder's choice for Anthony Thomas. 2-0 game. One hit for the Jacks here in the bottom of the first. 2 outs. As Eric Areola is up now. Johnny Alley scored. Drew Perry's on third. Anthony Thomas on first after the fielder's choice, RBI. First pitch to Areola. Mishandled and taken off for second base is Anthony Thomas on the mishandled pitch. That's 2 in scoring position now on the 1-0 count for Eric Areola. All the damage has mostly been done by themselves, by the Bootleggers. Been a walk, a hit by a pitch, and another walk. That one's in the dirt. That one squeezes by Lockhart, but stays close enough to keep the runners from advancing. 2-0 count to Eric Areola. Drew Perry on third. Anthony Thomas on second. Isaac Quintero with his pink glove. Pearson gets the sign. Sets at the chest. Brings it down to the belt. Leg kicks. Fires the 2-0. Chopper left side. Fielded on a backhand. Snagged by Carr. He gets it over to first in time for out number 3. But not before the Jacks score 2 on a hit. No errors. 2 left on for the Lumberjacks. They lead it 2-0 after 1 full inning here on the PSCL Broadcasting Network.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
It's a family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
4, 5, and 6 due up for the Bootleggers after they went down 1, 2, and 3 to lead off the game against Caden Stillwell. First one's in the dirt and gets by the backstop Wade for ball 1. Stillwell features a fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, and sinker. The 1-0, and they're for a called strike. Hasn't fired off that fastball too much here yet. 1-1 in the dirt. 2-1 to Connor Martin.
And for Stillwell, what better start could you get than you come out, put up a 0, and then your offense basically creates 2 runs out of nothing.
2-1 chop to the right side, fielded on a hop by Swant. And he'll step on first unassisted for out number 1. Bo Carr now up to bat from Quartz Hill. He's a third baseman and a pitcher. Today playing third base. Comes in listed at 6'1", 190. That's from the right side. Wide stance. Feet straight up. And a 1-0 count.
Should be a good matchup here. Carr, one of the Bootleggers All-Stars, facing off against Stillwell, who really deserves that nod. He's been outstanding on the mound and solid at the plate, too, hitting .250 with a 2.08 ERA.
The 1-2 count now for Bo Carr after he swings through one. 1-2 Stillwell looking for a second strikeout. 1-2 delivery. Stillwell fires. It's looped back towards the netting, foul. Keeps it at 1-2 for Bo Carr. Bootleggers have 3 representatives for the PSCL All-Star team. The 1-2 chopped backwards, foul. They got Ishmael Quintero on that team. We've also got Bo Carr, as mentioned, and Connor Martin are the 3 representatives for the Bootleggers on the 4th of July All-Star game against the Power. 1-2 Stillwell, leg kicks, fires. Carr dumps that one into the center field for the first hit of the game for the Bootleggers. Straight back up the middle and dumps it in no man's land. Allows Carr to reach first easily. Nicholas Gonzalez up to bat now for the Bootleggers. And a slight crouch. Watches the first one for a called strike on the outer edge. 0-1 count to Gonzalez from Beaumont High School. 5'9", 220. Also will pitch occasionally. Playing first base today in an 0-1 count. Stillwell delivers. Gonzalez fouls it off the handle of the bat. Quickly 0-2 to the first baseman.
Yeah, Gonzalez, local guy from Beaumont, had to just drive about 40 minutes down the road, and he's torn the cover off the ball since he's joined the PSCL.
Carr dives back in there on a pickoff attempt. And I had to pause for a moment as we've got Charlie Wooden on the Bombers, who's from Beaumont, Texas, so I had to make sure in my mind that Gonzalez was from Beaumont, California, just down the road off of I-10, and actually both Beaumonts off of I-10. So a little bit of confusion there for just a moment. 0-2 after the last one was fouled back by Gonzalez. Charlie Wooden also the first baseman for the Bombers, so it's 2 first basemen, both from Beaumont, but from different states. 1-2 count now to Gonzalez, as it was outside from Stillwell.
Cole, I'm going to be honest, I've never gone that far down the I-10.
Well, I have been, so I know exactly where it is. The 1-2 from Stillwell, fouled off again by Gonzalez, as it stays at a 1-2 battle.
Beaumont close to you?
No, it's about 3 hours away, but I know where it is. It's about an hour outside of Houston on the east side. The 1-2 to Gonzalez. Poked back up the middle. Takes a hop on Durant. He goes 5. That's actually 4 to 6 to 3 for the double play to end it here in the second inning. No runs on a hit. No errors. No one left on for the Bootleggers. The Jacks do up next in their home half of the second here on the PSCL Broadcasting Network.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Nice.
8, 9, and 10 due up for the Jacks. Getting ready to face Isaac Quintero for their second at bat. Gutierrez due up first, followed by Jake Swan, Owen Fuoco. Quintero works from the third base side of the rubber, works at his own pace. Fires a strike in there for an 0-1 count to Noah Gutierrez. Quintero setting at the belt. Brings it up to the chest and delivers the 0-1 chopper left side. Fielded on a few hops by Carr and laces it over to first base for out number 1.
And that's a great start by Quintero on the mound because in the first inning, again, he struggled to get the command on that, on really any of his pitches. Struggled to find the zone, was missing a lot arm side. Went into the dugout, must have had a quick talk, and he's fixed whatever it is because 2 pitches right there, and he's got a quick out.
Jake Swan now up to bat. First baseman for the Lumberjacks. Watches one inside, and there's that arm side miss again by Quintero. 1-0 count to the man from Dawson Community College. Swan's billed at 6'2", 210. 1-0 count. Quintero fires. That one misses glove side. 2-0.
You can tell he's trying to find it, though, because that arm side miss is kind of a finicky thing to deal with for a pitcher. It's really, you've got that release point just early, whether it's your shoulder flying open or your hip staying closed.
It's a 2-1 count now.
It could be a symptom of a handful of things, and it could take a couple innings to figure out.
Well, hopefully Quintero figures out sooner than later. Looking to set down the Jacks quickly, but he gives up a hit by a pitch there. Hits Swan on the knee for runner on first now for Owen Fuoco. Owen from Taft College. Shortstop and an outfielder playing left field today for the Jacks. Watches the first one for a called strike. Fuoco opting to go with no batting gloves. In a crouch stance, slightly open. Hands waving all over the place. 0-1. Quintero checks on Swan, delivers outside 1-1.
And for Quintero on the mound, it could be it's usually a team effort. It could be something as simple as the catcher setting up on that outer half of the plate, on that glove side of the plate. even more than they usually would, or it could be, you know, between the catcher and the coaches or even the pitcher too, just trying to call a different type of sequence, trying to call different pitches, find something that clicks a little bit more.
1-1 was fouled back, 1-2 count. Quintero looking for the strikeout here, and we are looking for the first strikeout for Quintero. 1-2. Delivery from Quintero. There's a drop third strike, and taking off for second base is Jake Swat on the drop third strike, and Fuoco just walks back to the dugout on the drop third strike for the second out. Nick Eli back to the top of the lineup now. From Newman University. Billed at 6'1". 175 for the shortstop today for the Jacks. And nothing count. Quintero checks Swan at second. Delivers the 0-0 chopper left side. Fielded on a hop by Rice. Gets it over to first in time for the third out. No runs, no hits, no errors. One left on for the Jacks. We're through two full here on the PSCL Broadcasting Network. And the Jacks lead it 2-0. We'll have more PSCL baseball in just a moment.
Two locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
7, 8, and 9 due up for the Bootleggers as they've gone 3 up and 3 down essentially every time. Hit into a double play to end the second. Nathan Durant, second baseman in a 1-0 count to Caden Stillwell, who's only fired a few fastballs to start the afternoon, and round 30 pitches right now. Spiked the last one, so it's 2-0 now to Durant. 2-0 Stillwell. Leg kicks and fires. It's inside 3-0, and he's in danger of giving up a leadoff walk to the man from Waubonsee Community College. Durant listed at 6'6", 200. 3-0 from Stillwell is outside and low, so there's a leadoff walk for the Bootleggers, and they have a chance here to get something going here in the third inning.
Yeah, starting off with a leadoff base runner after a great inning by Isaac Quintero. Even though he hit Jake Swan, he was still able to find the zone. He's really working on getting that arm side miss down, and he was able to get a couple ground balls, get a strikeout, and work a quick inning, get his offense back out there.
6'1", 195, Brian Lockhart. Watches one for a called strike. Looked like a breaking ball that caught the outer edge. Durant back in there safely after the pickoff attempt. Lockhart from Wren Lake College will also pitch, but the backstop today for the Bootleggers And an 0-2 count now after a strike at the knees. And Lockhart looking to avoid the strikeout here. Heavy bend of the knees. Waving of the hands, hit straight back to Stillwell, and that goes into center field, and runners at the corners after the E1. And another error coming up here. And that allows Lockhart to go to second, and Durant will stay at third after the E1 and the E8. So 2 errors allow 2 bases for Lockhart. Just like that, there's 2 runners in scoring position for Christian Maciel.
Yeah, Cole, that's a tough break right there, and I like the visit here by Wade because starting the inning, Stillwell missed his first 5 pitches, was gifted a strike call, and sometimes that's just what it takes to get you back on track, but he finally starts throwing strikes and gets what should have been a pretty routine out there, at least get 1 out, maybe get the double play, but he throws it away into center field, and 2 errors on the play leave it with no outs and Christian Maciel up.
Maciel watches one outside. Good stop by Wade to keep it in front, to keep runners from scoring and advancing. 1-0 count to Maciel from Valley View High School. Typically listed as a pitcher, the DH today. Mostly upright stance, just a slight bend of the knees. 2-0. To Maciel. And Stillwell's really got to reset here against Maciel after you essentially could have gone 3 up and 3 down again. But now you've got runners in scoring position and in a 2-0 count. Now 2-1. After that one catches the outer black against Christian Maciel. 2-1, Stillwell fires outside again, 3-1. It looks like Stillwell now is starting to miss the strike zone after Quintero was starting to get it found out in the top half of this inning. 3-1, Stillwell going through his full motion. Working from the first base side of the rubber, delivers a strike on the outer edge again. It's a full count now with no outs. Runners on second and third. Defense playing for a push here now. Third baseman Areola crashing in. 3-2. There's a strikeout. Swinging for Caden Stillwell for out number 1. Owen Rice now. Up to bat, and Sam DiMatteo calls time, and we have a mound visit here. He'll meet with Caden Stillwell and Ben Wade. This could be a handful of things here, Stephen, after Stillwell started out really hot, and now he's starting to miss arm side or glove side for him.
Yeah, Cole, I think Stillwell's only thrown about 5 strikes this inning total, and it's a good meeting by Sam DiMatteo. It's in all likelihood he's probably going up there saying, hey, you're good, just find this, that. He might crack a joke or something. Just get your mind off of it because you said he needs to reset, and that's the key. You just need to forget that you just made an error there that has runners on second and third here with 1 out. He needs to get back in the zone. He was gifted a couple strike calls right there, and now he's got the chance. A pop fly and a ground ball gets him out of this inning.
First one to Owen Rice is upstairs. 1-0 count to Owen Rice. 1-0 hit straight back up the middle. Almost takes out the ump. That gets to the infield. 1 run will score. The second run is coming around third, and he will score standing up. And Owen Rice slides in for a double, but the ball gets by Wade, and Rice all the way to third with 2 RBIs.
Yeah, Cole, already 3 errors in this inning. The throw down to home goes way wide, and on a hit that honestly could have just been a single thanks to that throwaway and thanks to the hustle by Rice. He's standing on third now on the single with an error, and that's huge for the Bootleggers here.
Isaac Quintero, the pitcher must be elated right now as it's tied up at 2-2 now. Anthony Carrillo up to bat. Popped out to start the game. 2 runs on 2 hits in total for the Bootleggers. And on 3 Jacks errors. 1-0 count to Carrillo. Now quickly 2-0 after Stillwell misses outside to the left-handed batter. From Grand Canyon. 2-0. Stillwell fires inside this time. This one gets by Wade. An aggressive send here of Rice, and he scores sliding in. And it's 3-2 now for the Bootleggers after the pass ball shot through the wickets of Wade.
Cole, the Jacks started this game with basically creating 2 runs out of thin air just on 1 hit, and the Bootleggers coming back with a taste of their own medicine thanks to the Lumberjacks basically just missing on playing catch here.
3-0 to Carrillo. He watches it for a walk, so another runner on for the Bootleggers, and they're trying to run away with this one here. Trying to get in the getaway car. It's Troy Johnson up to bat now. Stillwell. Pearson gets the sign. Leg kick delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 1, and the throw down. Bounces away, but not far enough for Carrillo to go anywhere. 1-1 count for Troy Johnson. Stillwell's working from the stretch now with the runner on first. He'd actually been working from the full motion with runners on second and third, so maybe this might be his reset, working from the stretch. 0-1. Delivery from the stretch again, in there for a called strike. 0-2 now.
And Cole, it hurts just so much worse when you realize they've scored 3 runs this inning, but not a single one has been earned.
Big off attempt. Sliding in safely is Carrillo. It is definitely a tough one to bite when you give up 3 runs and none of them being earned. Is Lockhart should have most likely hit into a double play. Pop up, going into shallow center field, and it drops down, and everyone will be safe as Carrillo was about 75% of the way to second, and he just had to trot on those extra few feet to second, and Johnson dropped into center field for a single for him. That's just 2 hits this inning for the Bootleggers as they lead it 3-2.
Cole, if I'm Sam DiMatteo, I know it's just the second inning, but I'm getting someone not warmed up in the bullpen, but at least starting to get hot.
J.C. Ramirez fouled the first one back.
Just at least go play catch down there. Be ready if they need someone next inning.
It will be interesting to see how this game turns out. You mentioned, Steven, the first inning, the Jacks essentially created some runs of their own. A swinging strike for strike 2 for J.C. Ramirez, 0-2 count. For the extra hitter, it'll be interesting to see how the Jacks work their way out of this one. They're 10-4 on the season, so they've obviously been in a few tight games of their own. A swinging strikeout for J.C. Ramirez, and Caden Stillwell with strikeout number 3 and strikeout number 2 of the inning. 4 out number 2, though.
And sometimes as a pitcher, you got to think to yourself, you got to take it into your own hands. You got to do it yourself. You got to make the pitches like Stillwell did right there to strike him out. And, again, just take the inning into your own hands. Create your own outs. Don't leave it up to chance.
Martin watches the first one below the knees. 1-0 count to the center fielder. Stillwell sets, working from the stretch. Chopper back up the middle. That one will get through the infield. Round in for home here is Anthony Carrillo. He will score standing up, and that's an RBI single for Connor Martin, making it a 4-2 game here in the top of the third. There's an earned run given up by Caden Stillwell. This inning continues for the Bootleggers.
And just their first earned run.
Runners on first and second now. 4 runs across here in the top of the third for the Bootleggers. Hard chopper. Carr off the bat. Goes straight to Gutierrez. He goes the short way for out number 3. Now before the Bootleggers scored 4 on 3 hits, 3 errors, 1 left on. The Bootleggers lead it 4-2 heading to the home half of the third here on the PSCL Broadcasting Network. The Jacks do up here in the home half of the third. 2, 3, and 4. Joe Jimenez sends one to right field, a looping fly ball. A can of corn for Carrillo. Make that alley. No, it was Carrillo in right field for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out for Isaac Quintero after he was kind of snake bitten in the first 2 innings by the pace of play and missing the strike zone a handful of times. And then in the third, Caden Stillwell was the one snake bitten by missing the zone and giving up a handful of runs. 1 pitch, that's hit to center field, and that one will drop in front of Connor Martin. A hit there for Johnny Alley. 2 pitches, 1 out, 1 hit. Here in the home half of the third, for the Jacks, Drew Perry drew a walk, stranded on third in the first. And the Jacks looking to get those 2 runs back quickly here in the third, after the Bootleggers scored 4 in the top half of this inning. Quintero checks the runner, delivers the first pitch, fouled straight back by Perry.
But Cole, what a job that Isaac Quintero has been able to do, because again, he had that arm side miss early in the first couple innings, and it's weird because it could be whether it's like a tight hamstring, a tight hip, and you're closing it off too early, your front shoulder could be flying open, and the ball's just slipping out, and it's really hard to get under control, but he's done a nice job of working with what he's gotten. It seems like he's started to figure it out here, and to the tune of a 2-run lead now.
Quintero looking for his second strikeout here in an 0-2 count. If the last one was a called strike, 0-2. Mile-high pop-up right side behind first base. Durant calls everyone off. Tries to catch Johnny Alley off the bag, but throw sails away and cut off by Lockhart for just the 1 out.
And sometimes there's those days where you're missing like this, and you just know you need to pitch to contact. You need to keep the ball in the zone, and you need to give your fielders a chance. And Quintero's done it. He's been able to get a lot of these fly balls and ground balls, and he's given his team a chance.
Ben Wade due up now. Singled, stranded on first in the first inning. One of the Jacks scored 2, pickoff attempt, and Alley back in there easily. Just taking a step back onto the bag.
it's sometimes just a shift in approach and mindset, not trying to be too fine on the corners and just trusting your stuff that you could miss some bats or get bad contact.
Alley taking off for second base. Throw down by Lockhart is not in time on the ball. So a stolen base for the Jacks. 1-0 count to Ben Wade.
That was a really good throw by Lockhart, though, because he almost had him. If he gets it on the other side of the bag, Alley's probably out.
0-1 count after the last pitch was actually called a strike. The 0-1 inside that time. Evens it up 1-1. It was looking like it could be a single-digit pitch inning for Quintero. Now he's working a little bit closer to getting it to double digits. 1-1, check on the runner quickly, delivers. Fouled back into the seats. 1-2. 7 pitches right now in the inning for Isaac Quintero. Where's the pink glove on the right hand? Sets at the belt, checks Alley on second. Long check, delivers the 1-2. Just outside. Goes to 2-2. Quintero thought he had his second strikeout right there. Started trying off to the Bootleggers dugout on the first base side. 2-2 coming up. Check on the runner first. Check again. Delivery of the 2-2. Looped over the head, shallow center field. Alley's rounding third. He's coming on home, and he will score sliding in. An RBI single for Ben Wade. Makes it a 4-3 game. Bootleggers still lead it over the Jacks. This is going to be a tight game all game long is what this one's looking like it will be. RBI single for Ben Wade. Now Anthony Thomas up to bat. He reached on a fielder's choice and recorded an RBI in the first. 4-3 game here. Bottom of the third, 2 outs. Runner on first. Isaac Quintero delivers a strike to Anthony Thomas.
And Cole, we saw it in the first inning. We see it here now. The base running that Sam DiMatteo is having the Lumberjacks do is keeping them in the game. It just scored another run right there.
0-1 Quintero, leg kick delivery, a breaking ball, doesn't break enough, stays inside. 1-1.
If Johnny Alley doesn't steal second there, then he's not scoring on that single. It wasn't hit hard enough to make it close enough.
Runner taking off again, pop up on the infield. Quintero gets to it, shovels it over to Gonzalez for the third out as Gonzalez was also going for it. He got back to first in time, though, on the 1-3 put out. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, 1 left on for the Jacks. They're down 4-3. The Bootleggers lead it. Heading into the 4th inning here on the PSCL Broadcasting Network.
There's something winning in the agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Top of the fourth. Bootleggers set to go here. They're up 4-3 after a 4-run third inning. Nick Gonzalez watches the first one. For a ball outside to the left-handed batter from Caden Stillwell. Working quickly now, the 1-0. Bounces in the dirt before it gets anywhere. 2-0 now.
I know it's just the fourth inning, and I know that Stillwell's been great this season, and he was able to work through the couple first innings pretty quick, but
2-0 mile-high pop-up to the left side. Eli and Areola going for it, and Areola the one to make the catch for out number 1. As you were saying, Stephen, though.
I'm just surprised that they don't have someone at least warming up.
It is, looks like it will be Stillwell's day essentially on the mound, and he's not doing bad necessarily. He's just been snake bitten by a few big misses and a few errors by his defense as that one shoots by the backstop Wade for ball 1.
And I get it, too. Only one of the runs is earned so far, but he still has not been too precise lately.
The 1-0 to Nathan Durant, laced to the right side, foul.
And sometimes you just got to let your guys figure it out, let them grind through what they can, but you also got to, take the precaution, have someone ready in case it does start to get out of hand, and you need to keep yourself in this game. The Jacks still have, right now they're the favorite to win the division. They've still got a chance to run away with it. They're 11-4 right now, but the Rush have been creeping up on them. The A's have been solid lately.
1-1 outside. Goes to 2-1. The A's actually got a walk-off win earlier today in their earlier game on the backfield.
Against the Blue Sox.
So that's a big victory for the A's and Coach Jimmy Johnson. 2-1 looped over the net, foul. Now 2-2. Reed Santos, the coach of the Blue Sox. Sam DiMatteo, coach of the Jacks. Then Casey Dill, all from College of the Desert. 2-2 to Durant. Check swing, and it fouls it off to just stay alive.
And that's huge for the A's because I think that's just the Blue Sox' third loss of the year.
Blue Sox go to 11-3-1. They have a tie on their season. But 123 runs on the season for the Blue Sox. So it's been a productive season for the Blue Sox, the 2-2. Another one fouled off by Durant. Keeps it at 2-2. Lumberjacks, second closest team with runs scored at 94. So 30 behind the Blue Sox entering today. Or right around 30, I should say.
This is a good at-bat by Durant, though, because Stillwell's been around the zone, and Durant hasn't taken the best swings yet, but he's gone enough to keep himself alive and give himself a chance to figure it out.
2-2 from Stillwell. Time called as Stillwell was starting his motion, so that's a little hiccup now for Stillwell to have to face. His started his motion, and then right as he started it, time was called.
Stillwell doesn't like that, but that's a really good time call by Durant right there.
2-2 coming up. Stillwell fires chopper left side from the bat of Durant, and that goes under the glove of his shortstop Nick Eli, as he must have taken his eye off the ball. And that's one of those 50-50 ones. It's hard to say what the official score will give it, and we give Nick Eli the E6. It looked like a routine play, and then it just shot in under his glove. For the fourth error on the Jacks. First pitch to Brian Lockhart is outside. 1-0 count. Was a multi-hopper to Eli, and it just went under his glove as he was charging on. The 1-0 poked right field. That one's charged on by Carrillo, and he will make the play as it's Johnny Alley in right field for the Jacks. 2-0 down.
Yeah, and right there, that Durant play, it's not the easiest, but it's 78 off the bat. You've got a couple hops. It wasn't really that bad of a hop that he got. it looked like Eli was just trying to speed things up.
Trying to make a nice running play is what it boils down to.
It's one of those ones where you're already thinking about getting the throw off before it's in your glove.
0-1 count to Christian Maciel as he sends one straight to Nick Eli. This one takes a nasty hop of Eli's glove and then off his chest. He goes the short way for the third out as he redeems himself on that one. On the 6-4 put out for out number 3. No runs on a hit. On no hits, actually, for the Bootleggers and an error. The Bootleggers lead at 4-3 as we head to the home half of the fourth here on the PSCL Broadcasting Network.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Hey, Power Baseball fans. Looking to hit a home run against pests in your home? Rudy's Pest Control is your winning choice. Rudy's Flex 80/90 Pest Control Plan offers effective and affordable protection with just 5 visits a year instead of the usual 12, so you'll have more time to do what you love. Visit rudyspest.com or call 760-746-PEST and declare, heck no, 12's gotta go. Rudy's Pest Control is your home run choice, so get started today.
Think of the highest quality you can imagine. Now, think higher.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $29.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
The Jacks due up now. As it's 7, 8, and 9, Eric Arriola, Noah Gutierrez, and Jake Swant due up. Isaac Quintero looking to set down the Jacks quickly is a swinging strike for Eric Arriola.
The other one doesn't have a prescription. Left doesn't have.
0-1. Eric Arriola went down 5-3 in the first. Quintero delivers the 0-1. Missing arm side again. Evens the count 1-1. 1-1. Quintero, the long pause between pitches, fires back outside. 2-1. Seems like when Quintero is forced to work at a moderate to quick pace for him is when he's at his best, but when he has this time between pitches is when he's missing arm side as that one's fouled off. 2-2 now to Eric Arriola. Might just be a mental thing of he's got too much time to think about what he's going to throw and tries to be too perfect. 2-2. Quintero delivers chopper off the bat of Arriola. Rice fields it cleanly. Gets it over to first in time for out number 1 on the 6-3 put out. Noah Gutierrez led off the second with a grounder to Carr at third. We'll be looking for a hit here to try to help avoid the 3-up and 3-down inning against Isaac Quintero, who's been good after the first few innings were a little iffy. Weak fly ball right side charging on is Carrillo, but he'll watch it drop in front of him, and he has mishandled it, going for the glove pickup, and that one's thrown back in wildly. And Noah Gutierrez on second base.
Yeah, in a game that the Bootleggers have played it so cleanly so far, with Quintero able to work around the control issues early on. He's done really well so far, and then give up a single on soft contact, which is fine, but the error puts him in scoring position with one out.
Jake Swan up to bat. He was hit by a pitch in the second. That was the last time that Quintero really had a rough inning with control. First one to Swan. Upstairs. That was the first miss we've seen from Quintero that's been upstairs, and it wasn't arm side either.
And that's the good sign. He's getting a more consistent landing spot for his front foot, and he's been able to keep that shoulder open.
That one was inside, but it wasn't an egregious miss by any means. 2-0 count now to Jake Swan, the first baseman.
Or he's been able to prevent that front shoulder from flying open. He's been able to keep everything in sync with his upper and lower half.
2-0. Couple checks of the runner on second, delivers a 2-0. High and tight. Now to Jake Swan, and now maybe just as we're mentioning it, that control might be starting to become less again for Quintero. 3-0. Gets the sign he likes. Delivers the 3-0. And it is inside and low for a walk for Swan on 4 straight balls. That missed the zone. Runners on first and second now for Owen Fuoco. On the day, Fuoco is struck out, victim number 1, back in the second. That's been the lone strikeout for Quintero. Check of the runners first before anything else. Double checks the runners. Fuoco tries to put down a bunt, but it shoots foul down the third base line for strike 1. On 1 count.
And for Quintero, you just got to be thinking to yourself, the walk's no big deal. You've got 1 out here, and with how you've been pitching, if he can just get a ground ball, he's out of the inning with a double play.
0-1. Quintero checking of the runners again. Swing and a miss right through that one for Owen Fuoco. Goes to 0-2. Looking for a strikeout, put away pitch here for Quintero. 0-2. The delivery poked foul just off the end of the bat by Owen Fuoco. Really a beautiful day for baseball in the Coachella Valley here in historic Palm Springs Stadium. Not too toasty of a day for some nice baseball. Spin off by Quintero. Chance at 0-2 still. 1 out. Runners on first and second for the Jacks. Defense in the normal position. The 0-2 fouled off again to the first base. Stands. Keeps that 0-2. Oh, 0-2 count coming up. Multiple checks on the runners by Quintero. There's strikeout number 2. 4 out number 2 for Quintero. And time is called right after that pitch, though, by John Tessier. Not sure if he saw something about Quintero that drew his eye to go check on him quickly. Well, that was right after this pitch was delivered. Coach Tessier was already calling time to go check on Quintero. Maybe he just didn't like the sequencing of that last strikeout. Maybe he saw that the battery mates were not in sync. And we've got an update from the backfield. It's 10-0 in the top of the fourth. Coyotes over MLB China on the turf field. Back beyond right center field here in Palm Springs Stadium. 2 outs for the Jacks. Bottom of the fourth. Runners on first and second. It's a 4-3 gain. The Bootleggers lead it. Nick Eli back up to bat here. Tries to put down a bunt on 2 outs, but fouls the first pitch off.
And Cole, that meeting by John Tessier there, that could be something as simple as coming off the strikeout after a walk, too. It's a little bit of affirmation like, hey, that's what you got to do. Just keep that going. That feeling is perfect. And maybe even getting a defensive alignment for Lockhart behind the plate.
0-1 was just outside. Goes to an even count of ones. 1-1 coming up from Isaac Quintero. Poked foul straight to John Tessier, and he has to take defensive action. 1-2 count now for Nick Eli. Quintero looking for strikeout number 3 here in the fourth. Long pause before Quintero sets. Check of the runner. Runner extends his lead by a few steps. The 1-2. Flare to the right side, and that one will drop just foul for Nick Eli. Would have scored a run for the Jacks. The runners will have to go back to first and second. Gutierrez on second, Swan on first. Nick Eli in a 1-2 count with 2 outs. Center fielder Martin, a few steps to his left, so playing a little closer to right field. Big gap down the left field line for Nick Eli right now, and a big gap in left center field. 1-2. Quintero, a few pumps of the foot. Leg kicks and fires the 1-2 chopper back up the middle. Rice fields it cleanly, goes over to first. That takes a hop before it gets to Gonzalez, and going home on the bad throw is Gutierrez. That's a 4-0 game on the E6. As it was in the dirt, and Gonzalez could not field it cleanly. For a 4-0 game. Nick Eli on first. Now, runners on first and second again. Jake Swan on second. Eli on first. Joe Jimenez 0 for 2 on the day with a pop out and a fly out. Quintero leg kicks and delivers in the dirt. 1-0. For a few batters in the third, and to end the second, Quintero had the strike zone figured out as a 1-0 count here to Joe Jimenez, but being snake bitten again by not being able to find the zone as it's 2-0 now. Two-0 count. Defense still playing for a push in the outfield. Check of the runners before delivery of the 2-0. A swinging strike as Jimenez waves through the 2-0 count. Makes it 2-1. Two-1 count coming up from Quintero. He delivers in the dirt. That one squirts by Lockhart between the wickets, and every runner will advance 90 feet for a 3-1 count.
And Cole, this whole sequence is why strikeout pitchers are so highly coveted in basically all levels of baseball, because you're getting the outs yourself. You're not relying on your teammates. And as much as the Bootleggers have been able to back up Quintero on the mound, there's nothing you can do when you're inducing soft contact, and you just got to hope that someone makes a play. Between these two teams, of the 8 runs, only 4 of them have been earned.
Been a lot of overall mishaps around the diamond. 3-1 is outside. That will load the bases here for the Jacks, and no one's warming up in the Bootleggers bullpen. So this is all Isaac Quintero as Johnny Alley digs in. Hit by a pitch and a single, and 2 runs scored on his day so far.
And it's still surprising that no one's warming up in either bullpen.
2 outs, bases loaded. Johnny Alley due up. Quintero just got to get one more out. Delivers the pitch. Swinging strike 1 for Johnny Alley. Good way to start the at-bat for Quintero. Looking to get out of this inning to keep the game all knotted up at 4s. 0-1 count, Quintero. Not worried about the runners. Delivers the 0-1. That one takes a nasty hop of Lockhart. Going home is Swant. And that makes it a 5-4 game, and the other runners advance 90 feet on the wild pitch as it went off the shin guard of Lockhart and bounded away. 2 runs across here in the 4th for the Jacks. Makes it 5-4. Jimenez on second now. Eli on third. 1-1 count to Johnny Alley. Still 2 outs. The Jacks lead at 5-4 here in the bottom of the 4th. Over the Bootleggers, Quintero delivers the 1-1 upstairs. Another one gets by Lockhart. And another run coming home to score, making it 6-4 for the Jacks. 2 balls that bound off the catcher of Lockhart. First one goes off the shin guard. First one bounces off the glove and bounds away. Equals 2 runs for a 6-4 game now for the Jacks. 2-1 from Quintero, fouled off to the right side. Evens the count at 2-all. Two count, Quintero. Ready to fire. Alley awaits the 2-2. The delivery. Hard hit ball by Alley. Right field, and it shoots. Foul, but had the distance for a home run. That was the hardest hit ball we've seen all day from either team.
.95 off the bat, the hardest hit ball we've seen from both games.
2-2. Quintero, leg kick delivery, hard hit. Chopper takes a nasty hop. Durant knocks it down, has time and the wherewithal to get it over to first in time for out number 3. The Jacks score 3 on 1 hit. 1 error, 2 left on. The Jacks now lead it 6-4 after 4 full innings here on the PSCL Broadcasting Network.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
Bootleggers need to answer back as we head into the final 3 innings here on the PSCL Broadcasting Network to end Week 3. First pitch from Stillwell, spiked in front of the dish. So Owen Rice is up to bat. 2 RBI double back in the third. Scored the first 2 runs for the Bootleggers. They're down 6-4 after the Jacks scored 3. The bottom of the fourth, the 1-0 count from Stillwell is well outside, a big miss. Goes to 2-0. Didn't even have a chance for Wade to get to that one. As both pitchers have been dealing with some control issues, and someone is warming up in the Bootleggers bullpen now, 3-0. 2-0 Rice, the shortstop today.
Cole, I got good news for you. I found someone who had a higher score in a round of golf.
Who's that?
My brother just shot 125.
I'm glad we know that now. The walk for Owen Rice there as that one was in the dirt. Leadoff walk for the Bootleggers. Anthony Carrillo due up now. On his day, he's popped out and walked and scored a run for the Bootleggers. He'd be looking to draw another walk here to get a runner in scoring position for the Bootleggers, and Troy Johnson on deck. Pickoff attempt back in there safely is Rice.
And with Stillwell in the 5th inning right now, it looks like Johnny Young's going to go down to the bullpen and warm up.
Chopper foul. Almost takes out a fellow Bootlegger. Oh, 1 count, wave through by Carrillo. Goes 0-2. Stillwell looking for his 3rd strikeout. 1 victim in the first and 1 in the third. Actually 2 in the third, so he's on 3. Looking for number 4. The 0-2 chopped right side over the head, but a nice jump and play by Swant. And he tried to go for the lead runner, but everyone is safe now. As Caden Stillwell not happy with the call. Talking to the field umpire. So fielder's choice allow everyone to be safely. Troy Johnson up to bat now. Bat resting on the shoulder, brings it up. Starts waving it around. Hits it left side. That gets through the infield. Coach Tessier rounding Owen Rice, and Owen Rice is safe at home. And Ben Wade saying he applied the tag in time. Makes it 6-5, and Stillwell not happy with that call either. An RBI single for Troy Johnson. An aggressive send there by Coach Tessier. They're at third. Runners at first and second still after the single. Troy Johnson on first, Carrillo on second, J.C. Ramirez up to bat. Ramirez sends one to right field. That one will drop down in shallow right field. Everyone will be safe, and the bases are loaded now for the Bootleggers with no outs. Connor Martin up to bat now.
Cole, I like that send by Tessier, though, around third. You've got no outs, and you got to think about it. With what you have to lose in this, you're not guaranteed a playoff spot. They're 8-6 in the Blue Sox division. So they need to go aggressive as they can to try and force runs.
That one's hit through the infield by Connor Martin. 1 run will score. A second run coming around, but staying at third, and the bases still loaded. Another RBI single for the Bootleggers. Tie it back up. Anthony Carrillo, the one scoring. Connor Martin, the one with the RBI single. JC Ramirez on third now. Jason Ramirez on second. Troy Johnson on third. Connor Martin on first. And Bo Carr up to bat. Carr for the day, a single and a ground out. 6-6 game here in the top of the fifth. First pitch to Carr. Misses the zone. 1-0.
And this is where it gets really dangerous, too. It's a tie game, and you're facing back-to-back two of the Bootleggers All-Stars, two of their best hitters all year.
Infield drawn halfway, the 1-0. That one gets by Ben Wade as it goes off his glove. Going home is Troy Johnson and makes it a 7-6 game as Johnson scores standing up. This has been a game where it's been pass balls, errors, and wild pitches that have allowed runners to score. Now the infield drawn all the way in a 2-0 count. Runners on second and third, no outs. Bo Carr swings through the first strike. 3 runs across on 3 hits for the Bootleggers here in the top of the fifth. 2-1 fouled back off the end of the bat. Goes to 2-2 for Bo Carr. The outfield playing a bit shallow as well. 2-2. That one's spiked in front of the dish. Coming home now. J.C. Ramirez scores standing up. It's 8-6 for the Bootleggers. A full count for Bo Carr. That's 4 runs across here. Just 2 of those being earned runs. Full count. Still looking for the first out. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike out for Bo Carr for out number 1. Strikeout number 4 for Caden Stillwell. Time is called, and it looks like the day will be done for Caden Stillwell. So we'll get the new Lumberjacks pitcher in just a moment as we take a break here on the PSCL Broadcasting Network. The Bootleggers lead it 8-6 over the Jacks.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Johnny Young from Texas A&M Texarkana now on the mound for the Lumberjacks after Caden Stillwell goes 4 1/3 innings of work 5 earned runs on his day, 4 strikeouts. 6 hits, now 7 for Stillwell's day. Infield still drawn in. That one's hit straight to the second baseman, Gutierrez, for out number 1. They tried to double up Connor Martin, and they got lucky there as that one went off the dugout railing to stay in play. But 1 loud out. Make it 2 loud outs now, actually. So the last out was a strikeout. 1 out away from working out of this jam. Nathan Durant up to bat. The defense goes back to their regular positions. Young delivers outside and high. 1-0. 2 outs on 2 hitters back to back. 1-0 count. That one's fastball that stays low.
Yeah, Cole, Johnny Young, another guy coming into the game with a high ERA, 6.16, but it's not the full story. It's really a start against the A's that went south that's blowing it up.
2-8 chopped foul at the dish. 2-1 now for Nathan Durant.
On the season, he's got 19 innings pitched, 15 runs, 13 of them earned. But again, a big chunk of that coming from that start against the A's. 1 2/3 innings, 8 runs, 7 of them earned.
2-1, swung through that one for strike 2. 2-all count now to Nathan Durant. It's hard when you give up that many runs in less than 2 innings of work. Really inflates your ERA quickly. Johnny Young having to work through that here. 2-all count. Swing through that one. Johnny Young sits down Nathan Durant for the 3rd out. Not before the Bootleggers scored 4 on 3 hits. No errors, 1 left on. And the Bootleggers lead it again, 8-6. Headed into the home half of the 5th here on the PSCL Broadcasting Network.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Family setting, we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. They cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
We just got our best ever ratings from U.S. News and World Report. We're the #1 hospital in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. High performing in 17 common procedures from joint replacements to heart attack care. And for the first time, national ranking as high performing in 3 adult specialties. We're proud of these ratings, but what matters most, as always, is how we rate with you. Learn more at eisenhowerhealth.org/awards.
New pitcher on the mound for the Bootleggers. Set to face the heart of the Jacks order 4, 5, and 6 is Derek Stotzer. Stotzer replacing Isaac Quintero on the mound. Stotzer from College of the Desert. Coming at 6'2", 195, the right-handed hitter. The right-handed pitcher, I should say. Only had 4 appearances on the season before today.
And they've been great, Cole. 1.29 ERA coming into the year. He's pitched 7 innings and he's only allowed 1 run. Only walked 2, struck out 7. He's been great so far for the Bootleggers.
And he could set his team up really well if he holds the Jacks quiet here in the 5th.
And he has gone multiple innings multiple times. He went 2 innings against the Colonials last time out. He went 3 innings against them back on the 16th, too.
Quintero tabbed with a no decision as he didn't go 5. So Stotzer could walk away out of this one with a win if things stay as they stand. Drew Perry walking the pop out on his day. Hits that one hard, center field. That one's dying quickly. Diving attempt there by Martin. That one gets by diving Martin. Perry rounding second, going to third here. And he will have third base sliding in after Martin gave it a good look diving, but came up empty. So a lead-off triple for the Jacks.
Yeah, that's a great job right there by Perry because out in the outfield, Martin, there's not a ton you can do other than try and make that hero play. It's just too far away for you to catch up running. It's going to roll to the wall. So the only real chance or choice you have is to try and lay out, and he just couldn't get there.
The infield of the Bootleggers now drawn in against Ben Wade. Ben Wade sends a looper right side. Drift is foul, though, for a strike 1. Back-to-back half innings where we've seen the infield drawn in. No outs here for the Jacks. 0-1 count to Ben Wade. On the day, he's 2 for 2 with an RBI. The 0-1. Hits Wade square in the ribs. That's not a comfortable feeling, taking one straight to the ribs for Ben Wade. Runners at the corners now. Courtesy runner coming up for Ben Wade before he even gets all the way to first base, and he'll touch first and be replaced by the courtesy runner. No outs, runners on the corners for Anthony Thomas. An RBI fielder's choice. And a ground out on his day. Defense drawn back, looking for the double play ball here. Would sacrifice a run for the 2 outs. Open stance by Thomas. Pickoff attempt by Stotzer first. Wade. His runner back in there easily, standing up. Stotzer checking on the runners before anything else. Delivers the first pitch for his strike on the outer edge. 0-1 to Anthony Thomas, the EH today for the Jacks. Jacks are 10-4 on the season. Bootleggers 8-5. Another pickoff attempt by Stotzer. That one gets by the glove of Gonzalez. Coming home to score is Drew Perry. Makes it 7-8. Bootleggers lead it still. After the E1 on the throwing error. It's been a game full of everything except home runs, essentially. Here today so far, we've seen throwing errors, we've seen well-struck balls, we've seen mishaps left and right, and also some decent pitching thrown in there.
And Cole, another unearned run. Final line for Quintero, 4 innings, 4 hits, 6 runs, 3 of them earned.
The 0-1 gets by the backstop of Lockhart. Taking for third is the runner for Ben Wade. So runner on third, no outs. 1-1 count for Anthony Thomas.
Quintero faced 23 batters. He hit 2 of them. He walked 4 of them, and he struck out Jake Swanton twice.
The infield drawn in again for the Bootleggers as they're trying to record their first out still of the Jacks. 1-1. Stotzer fires outside. Goes to 2-1. Eric Arreola due up next. Noah Gutierrez would follow as things stand. 2-1 with the infield drawn in. Outfield playing a little bit shallow. 2-1 delivery from Stotzer. Fouled off. Goes to 2-2. Stotzer gets a new ball from the home plate umpire. Two count coming up. Stotzer takes a moment. Gets the sign. Sets. Delivers the 2-2. Chopped back foul. Keeps it at 2-2 for Anthony Thomas. You mentioned earlier the Jacks, 94 runs scored in 14 games. That's just a little under 7 runs a game. So right about at their average right now with 7 runs. 2-2 count from Stotzer. That one hits Anthony Thomas in the shin. Back-to-back hit by pitches for Stotzer. So he came in doing really well and having a little bit of a hiccup here against the Jacks. Runners on the corners, no outs now. Middle of the infield will go for a double play depth. First baseman holding Thomas. Third baseman Carr playing even with the third base bag. 0-0 count coming up to Eric Arreola. On the day, a couple of ground outs, so it could be a big ground out here for the Bootleggers. Pulls back the bunt attempt as the pitch was fired outside. 1-0. John Tessier now calls time to meet with Derek Stotzer, and this could be a handful of things with 1-0 count. Runners on the corners and no outs. Could be asking him to simplify things. Could be asking him to just go straight after the batter and worry about the runs later. We are getting to the final 2 innings. So it'll be interesting to see what Stotzer does here in a full count.
Final line for Caden Stidwell. 4 1/3, 7 hits, 8 runs, 5 of them earned. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and he faced 25 batters.
It's actually a 1-0 count to Eric Arreola. After he pulled back the bunt attempt on a ball that was well outside. Stotzer fires one outside again. That one gets by the backstop of Lockhart. Wade comes home to score. It's all knotted up at 8 again between the Bootleggers and the Jacks. Nothing separating these two teams throughout the whole game. It's now a 2-0 count. Noah Gutierrez due up next. 2-0 count to Arreola. Hit back up the middle. That one will get through the infield. Thomas stays at third, so runners at the corners after the single by Arreola straight back up the middle.
And still no outs.
And this has all been on 2 hits.
Again, Cole, it's been the story of the game. Wild pitches, errors, pass balls, and walks is really all that's happened in this game. The two teams have a combined 13 hits for 16 runs.
As you mentioned, no outs. Runners at the corners. Noah Gutierrez grounded out and singled and a run scored on his day. As firing a strike, Stotzer finally gets back into the zone.
And again, of those 16 runs, only 10 of them are earned.
It's been a rough day in the field for the guys with the leather, whichever team it may be. 1-1 count after the first one. The first ball was handled on a backstab attempt by Lockhart. 1-1 count. One count coming up from Stotzer. Pickoff attempt back in there safely is Areola. No one warming up for the Bootleggers right now. One fouled back. Goes to 1-2. One-two coming up from Derek Stotzer. Middle of the infield looking for a double play ball still. 1-2. That one is outside. Runner takes off for second base. Eric Areola has it standing up as it goes to a 2-2 count. On the block by Lockhart. Both catchers having to do a lot of work going down to chase balls wherever they may be. Big lead off by Areola from second. Chopper back up the middle. That will squeeze through the infield. That was drawn in. Coming home to score is Thomas. Areola rounds third. It's a 10-8 game on the 2 RBI single by Noah Gutierrez. Seems like whenever any team gets a chance to strike for a big inning, they take hold of it and they run away with it. That's 4 runs in this inning, bottom of the 5th.
And still no outs, Cole.
For the Jacks. Just 3 hits in the inning so far. It seems like this inning's going on for days and days. Hard liner right side. That one will drop fair for Jake Swant. Noah Gutierrez rounding third. He'll score standing up. And going all the way to third with a stand-up triple, Jake Swant, the first baseman. RBI triple for the 4th, 5th run of the inning for the Jacks. That makes it 11-8 for the Jacks here in the bottom of the 5th.
And this inning's going to get rolled over, so there's an unearned run for Jake Swanton scoring.
That'll do it for the 5th inning, as it's now 12-8. The Jacks lead it over the Bootleggers here on the PSCL Broadcasting Network.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
The Jacks lead it now. 12-8 over the Bootleggers after we roll over the inning. After no out could be recorded for the Jacks by the Bootleggers. Brian Lockhart, Christian Maciel. Brian Lockhart sends a chopper to the right side. Swat fields it and flips it to Young for the PFP, out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Christian Maciel now due up. Owen Rice would follow. Johnny Young looking to set down the Bootleggers quickly after his team put up a 6 spot. Bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Maciel as he avoids a 2-pitch, 2 outs after he watches strike 1. Good take there by Maciel. The 0-1 fouled back. Goes 0-2 quickly.
And this has got to be a good feeling for Johnny Young. Again, he's had a solid season so far this year outside of that start against the A's. And right here, he comes in and immediately just handed the lead.
0-2 upstairs now. Johnny Young would be in line for the win. 1-2, yanked outside by Young. Goes to 2-2.
It's the best feeling as a pitcher when you come in and you're basically told to put out the fire. You do that, and then next inning you walk out and you're up 4.
2-2 from Young. Check swing. No swing. Full count now to Christian Maciel. Owen Rice will follow.
Because for Young, he went out there, kept his offense in the game, and they went out there and had his back, and in a big way.
Full count swung through by Christian Maciel for out number 2. Owen Rice looking to avoid the 3-up and 3-down inning here in the top of the 6th. Which right now the Bootleggers down to the last 4 outs. Oh, count to Owen Rice is firing high and outside. 1-0 to the shortstop, Owen Rice. Defense in their normal positions. Against Owen Rice, the 1-0 from Johnny Young is under the hands. 2-0. Count coming up to Owen Rice. Johnny Young works from the first base side of the rubber, delivers, popped up to the right side, and it shoots foul. Goes to 2-1. 2-1 count coming up. It's well upstairs. 3-1 now. Three and one. No runners on, 2 outs. 12-8 game. The Jacks lead it, and there's a walk for Owen Rice. As the lineup flips over back to Anthony Carrillo. On the day, Carrillo popped up to lead off the game. Drew a walk in the 3rd, came around to score, and reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. 2 runs scored on the day for Anthony Carrillo.
And Cole, how about that out of your 10 hole? He's 1 for 1 right now. He's scored twice and he's walked twice. They haven't been able to get Owen Rice out.
Pitch delivered outside to Anthony Carrillo. 1-0 count. 2 outs here. Top of the 6th. 1-0 delivery looped and laced. Foul down 3rd base side. Keeps the count at 1s. 1-1 coming up. From Johnny Young to Anthony Carrillo. And it's outside. Ben Wade thought about a snap throw down to first, but thought better of it. Two and one on the way. From Johnny Young. Swung through by Anthony Carrillo. 2-2 now. Two's on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Johnny Young delivers. Ground ball to the shortstop. Takes a nasty hop off of Nick Eli. And Anthony Carrillo reaches to first safely on the hit. Owen Rice on second. Anthony Carrillo on first for Troy Johnson up to bat. That one's upstairs to Troy Johnson, making it 1-0. One-0 count. Coming up from Johnny Young, gets fouled back over the netting. 1-1 count. One hit back up the middle, gets by the glove of Young, fielded on the hop by Gutierrez. He'll step on second base for the third out. No runs on the hit, no errors. 2 left on for the Bootleggers. They're down 12-8 behind the Jacks as we head to the home half of the 6th here on the PSEL Broadcasting Network.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Hey, Power Baseball fans. Looking to hit a home run against pests in your home? Rudy's Pest Control is your winning choice. Rudy's Flex 80/90 Pest Control Plan offers effective and affordable protection with just 5 visits a year instead of the usual 12, so you'll have more time to do what you love. Visit rudyspest.com or call 760-746-PEST and declare, heck no, 12's gotta go. Rudy's Pest Control is your home run choice, so get started today.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Merrick Sampion now on to pitch for the Bootleggers as they're down 12-8. First pitch from Sampion is fired way outside to Owen Fuoco. 1-0. Fuoco looking to avoid a hat trick of strikeouts as he's 0 for 2 on the day. Sampion working from the third base side of the rubber fires high and tight to Fuoco. Quickly 2-0. To his first batter out of the pen. Third pitcher on the day for the Bootleggers. 3 straight balls, misses zone. 3-0.
Yeah, Cole Sampion's been all over the place. He's played with Inland Valley Legends a couple times. He's had 5 appearances with the Bootleggers and a 4.85 ERA here.
3-0, a 4-pitch walk for Owen Fuoco. Back to the top of the Jacks order. Nick Eli, walk, strikeout, and reached on an error on his day so far. Long set from Sampion as he gets the sign. Delivers quickly once he gets the sign he likes for a called strike. Bootleggers into the game 8-5. Hard hit ball through the left side of the infield. A hit for Nick Eli. Rounded for third. Here is Owen Fuoco, and Nick Eli slides into second, and coming up a little shaken is Owen Rice at short, but he looks like he's all right. I've just knocked the wind out of himself. Diving for that last ball, so runners on second and third, no outs. For the Lumberjacks now. We'll check on Owen Rice, and it looks like we'll get a defensive substitution for Owen Rice. Just precautionary measures. As we'll get that new Bootleggers shortstop is Trez Umoto from West Valley College at 5'10", 190, plays the middle infield positions. Infield drawn in again. For the Bootleggers. Sampion fires upstairs. 1-0 count to Joe Jimenez. From Sampion. It's inside, goes to 2-0, almost hit Joe Jimenez. Would have loaded the bases with no outs. As the Bootleggers have been having a hard time getting outs here in the 5th and the 6th now. Runners on second and third, 2-0 count. Hit straight back at the middle, almost takes an umpire with it. Coming home to score is Owen Fuoco. Nick Eli rounding third. A play at the plate, but is cut off by Sampion. 2-run score on the 2 RBI single for Joe Jimenez. Makes it a 14-8 game for the Jacks. It's been all Jacks in these past 2 innings. The Bootleggers just haven't been able to find a way to get them out. Shot foul by Johnny Alley. Two runs in the first for the Jacks. On the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and 6 in the 5th as that one's mishandled by the backstop and allows Joe Jimenez to go to second. In the 6th. 1-1 count to Johnny Alley. Hard hit ball. Right field, drifting under it is Carrillo, and he'll field it for the first out. As it was fired back in quickly, trying to double up Joe Jimenez. First out for the Jacks here. Bottom of the 6th. Drew Perry, who's walked and popped out on the day. He hit a triple last inning. He came around to score in that inning as well. Sampion delivers to Perry in the dirt. The backstop has to slide over to keep it in front of him. 1-0 count from Sampion is in there on the outer black for a called strike. 1-1 to the DH, Drew Perry. One in there for a called strike. Goes to 1-2. Sampion looking for a big second out here. 1-2. Sampion sets. Works from the stretch. Delivers the 1-2. Well outside. Goes to a 2-2 count. 1 out. Runner on second. Drew Perry up to bat. Defense in their regular positioning. Drew Perry takes a moment to walk out of the batter's box and digs back in. Sampion delivers the 2-2, and it's fouled straight back off the netting. 2-2 coming up again after Sampion gets a new ball. Just the hat and glove a few times. Peers in to get the sign. Sets at the belt. Delivers a 2-2, a hard liner. Gets by the glove of Umoto. Joe Jimenez goes to third on the single by Drew Perry. Runners at the corners, 1 out for the Jacks. That's 3 hits in the inning for the Lumberjacks. They're looking to stay atop the Southern Division.
Cole, that hit, though, basically best case scenario for Sampion without getting out because
hit straight back to Sampion. Goes 1 to 4 to 3. The ending double play. The Jacks only scored 2. They're in the 6th.
That's why.
We head to the 7th. The Bootleggers need to score a handful to send it to the bottom of the 7th. They're down 14-8 here on the PSCL Broadcasting Network. Last chance for the Bootleggers here in the top of the 7th, facing Johnny Young, J.C. Ramirez, Connor Martin, and Bo Carr, who have to face the righty from Texas A&M Texarkana. 0-1 count to J.C. Ramirez quickly. The 0-1 from Johnny Young pushed foul by J.C. Ramirez, now 0-2. Bootleggers have been giving the Jacks a run for their money this game. The 0-2 upstairs, 1-2. But every time the Bootleggers have been able to go across the plate for a handful of runs, the Jacks have answered right back. Scored a handful of their own, another one pushed foul by J.C. Ramirez. It's been one of those games, anything you can do, I can do better scenarios for the Bootleggers, and the Jacks have just been besting them in anything that they've done. The 1-2 hit back up the middle. Johnny Young pushed it, and he takes a nasty hop and goes off of Gutierrez. There's another error on the game. As J.C. Ramirez now on first for Connor Martin, who's singled twice and tallied an RBI each time and also grounded out. So 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs on the day for the center fielder.
And Cole, it's already the 8th error of the game between the two teams.
It's been a very interesting game of baseball that we have seen. And this game 2 of today's doubleheader. 1-0 count to Martin.
And Cole, we saw a 2-0 ball game this morning, and this game makes up for it and then some in the runs department. 22 already.
2-0 now to Connor Martin. And you and Ethan Gomolka were saying all that first game how nice and swiftly it was moving. And I was warning y'all that the baseball gods would get the baseball that they want, as that one takes a nasty hit off of Ben Wade, and that allows Jason Ramirez to go to second.
You know, Cole, it's still probably going to end before 2.
It's a 3-0 count. I'm just saying the baseball gods got all the runs that they wanted out of today, that they were hoping for in the first game. We've gotten them here in the second.
You're right about that.
3-0 count from Johnny Young is outside. A 4-pitch walk to Connor Martin. Runners on first and second now for the Bootleggers. Bo Carr now up to bat. 1 for 3 on the day with a strikeout.
And Johnny Young needs a strikeout here, or he needs some sort of ground ball. He can't let the Bootleggers start to think that they could get back into it down 6.
That one's upstairs from Young. 5 straight misses of the zone. 1-0 count. Young gets the sign, checks on Ramirez. No one's holding him. Delivers the 1-0 under the hands. 6 straight misses. Neither runner being held by any defender. Allowing to get their leads as they wish. 2-0. Johnny Young needs to find the strike zone. Delivers the 2-0 in there for a strike. 2-1, no outs. Runners on first and second. Defense in their regular positions. Young sets for the 2-1, delivers, and it's fouled off the netting. Goes to 2-2. Young sets with 2-2, leg kicks and fires. Chopper back up the middle, 1-3. He thought about going for 2, but decided to go for the sure out. Martin on second now, and Ramirez on third. On the 1-3 put out. Nick Gonzalez up to bat now.
I like that from Young, though. He's stayed calm. He set his feet. He gave second base a look. He probably could have had a chance at the out there, but it was going to have to be a pretty quick throw and across his body. So he settled down and just took the easy out at first.
It's actually Brock Rabe up to bat now for Nick Gonzalez, a pinch hitter here in the 7th. 1-0 count to Brock Rabe. 1 out, runners on second and third. The 1-0 to Rabe is Sliding outside, goes to 2-0. Two and 0 count. Outfield shaded to their left. Right on the edge for a called strike, 2-1. Center fielder Jimenez. Seems like he likes to play a little when you're looking out right of central. So a big gap in left center field. The 2-1 to Rabe. Breaking ball doesn't snap. Goes to 3-1. Three-one count. Rabe. Ready for the pitch. Johnny Young checks the runners, delivers the 3-1. Up at the letters for a called strike. 3-2. Brock Rabe thought he had a walk. But a strike right at the letters. 3-2. Young looking for a big strikeout here. Delivers the 3-2, and there's the strikeout for out number 2. The Bootleggers down to their last out now. Nathan Durant, second baseman for the day for the Bootleggers, reached on the walk. Reached on error and a strikeout victim in the 5th. Bootleggers down to their last out. Runners at second and third. Defense in the normal positions. First pitch from Young. Fired in for a strike. 0-1 to Nathan Durant. Johnny Young, leg kicks, delivers. Right on the outer edge for a called strike. Bootleggers down to their last strike. It's been east and west so far. The strike zone's been called here against Nathan Durant. The 0-2. Delivery fouled straight back. Just had to fight that one off to keep the game alive for the Bootleggers. Johnny Young looking for the knockout pitch still. Oh, 0-2. On its way. And it snaps outside, 1-2. Started on the outer edge and worked its way farther out. Durant with a good take. Sends it to 1-2.
I like that pitch, though. Johnny's been able to work his glove side, and you've got a couple pitches to play with when you're ahead 0-2.
The 1-2 chopped just foul. It looks like he might have caught a piece of Nathan Durant as well. And I think what's really throwing off Durant here is the tunneling of Johnny Young when he does throw pitches in the same spot, essentially, and they just decide to work their way farther outside.
Yeah, he's got that fastball with a little bit of a tail on it, and he's been hitting that outer half of the zone pretty well, been getting a lot of called strikes there. And then he throws that slider that just dips off the outer half of the plate into the left-handed batter's box a little. You could sometimes get chases on that. It gets a lot of...
1-2 swung on through by Nathan Durant, and that will do it for the Bootleggers. They go to 8-6. The Jacks 11-4 now. And his back-to-back strikeouts to set down the Bootleggers here in the 7th. 8 runs on 8 hits and 5 errors by the Jacks. That's how the Bootleggers did it. Today they got 8 runs on 8 hits. And the Jacks got 14 runs on 11 hits and 3 Bootleggers errors. And we saw just about everything here today, Steven. Between the two games, we saw a complete game shutout in Game 1. And then here in Game 2, we saw an offensive onslaught by both teams where the fielding had some mishaps on both sides, but we saw just about everything except a home run today.
Yeah, it was a good day of baseball again here. It was One of the stranger, more wild games I've seen in the PSCL. I mean, hitting, pitching, base running. Both teams managed to manufacture runs and were frankly gifted a handful from each team. But overall, it's a good day for the Lumberjacks. They're going to move on with their 9th win of the year. Or I'm saying they've got their 11th win of the year, and Bootleggers just miss out on their 9th. They'll move down to 8-7.
So we look at the first game. The Bombers got shut out 2-0 by the Haymakers. Here in game 2, the final one more time. The Jacks 14, the Bootleggers 8. That'll do it for us here on the PSCL Broadcast Network. Until next time, from myself, Cole Pavelio, and Stephen Buxton. Till next time, so long from all of us here at the PSCL Broadcasting Network.